Welcome back to Daily Discussion. So I heard a kind of a quote or something that Dr. Gabrielle Lyons was talking about in her it was a conversation or interview with the Heroic on the Heroic app that I'm a part of. And she said something in there that I both agree with and disagree with to a certain extent. It's not necessarily that I disagree with it. I just have, I think, a different explanation of what might be going on. And the question was something around, as her husband is a special operator, former Navy SEAL, she was asking basically, what is something that Navy SEALs or special operators in general, the Spec Ops community, do differently than other people, or what are they really good at in terms of like setting goals and stuff like that? And she said something to the degree of special operators and SEALs and stuff don't really set goals; they set standards. And that's kind of where I would deviate from what she was saying and say that at the end of the day, even if it's a target or some kind of a goal of or a skill or something they're trying to be able to achieve, that is the goal. So they're still setting goals, but what they do is they have that long-term goal or even semi-short-term, mid-term, short-term, long-term goals, and then they dial in so much on the process to get to that the goal just takes care of itself. They don't think about it very much. So that's really going back to kind of the performance psychology of it is you're so focused on the process rather than the outcome that you set a goal and then figure out what you need to do every single day and every moment to be able to achieve that sometime in the future, and then you just dial in and focus on that. So to me, that would be what she was referring to with the standard. It's they have these ultimate long-term goals or skills, something they're going to want to achieve in the future, and then they just dial in on their day-to-day work, doing nothing but focusing and thinking about the process to be able to get to that in the long run. So that's just something to think about, just something I was kind of throwing around in my head, and I just thought maybe that was a better way to explain it. And also just goes to show that even at that level, that's what they're doing. They're dialing in the performance psychology piece of it to be able to operate in a chaotic environment and seem like they're cool, calm, and collected. And it's not necessarily because they're not somewhat internally having a little bit of that panic too, but they're so good at just dialing into that focus, that attention, that putting their attention where it needs to be, going to that next step because they have those people around them they trust, that they just don't feed into that fear and they just keep dialed in. So just something to think about. Let me know what you think. If you have any different opinions or you think I'm wrong in this interpretation and her statement was more correct, if you have a better way of explaining it, I'd love to hear that too and have a little back and forth. Let me know.